Hey there, guys. You know what's really painful is when your loved ones can't see you. And maybe they just not only cannot see you, but they judge you or they misunderstand you or criticize you for being who you are. And I think this is the pain of our society and what we feel. It's important for us to be able to express ourselves, to be ourselves without shame, without apology, without the need for validation. But I think that in order to really experience true love, both people need to feel like they're being truly seen and heard, and that they're being loved for who they really are. And when we can offer this gift to others, it's a beautiful thing to experience that. And right now, people are afraid to express themselves. We're afraid to speak our truth because we might get judged or persecuted. It's almost this immediate fear of death that comes up with just expressing ourselves. And right now, what we need is more people expressing their divine messages, the messages that come to them, that help them. And I know that you're being called to do it, but so many of us are living in that fear. And archetypally, that shows up as what you could call the feminine expression, this delicate feminine expression of the inner self that wants to be seen and heard, but this masculine energy, the fear of being seen and heard in the midst of a masculine consciousness that can shut it down and condemn it, be violent. And yet this feminine energy really wants to emerge. It wants to thrive. It wants to be seen. And it's sometimes a very vulnerable, raw energy. And in meditation, it's not about repression. I think there's too much repression in spiritual and religious practices. You know, it's like if you have a sexual desire, get rid of it. If you have bad emotions, get rid of it, And there's no getting rid of any of that. That's a natural part of the human condition, is to have sexual desire and to have dark, deep emotional feelings. It's just a natural part of who we are. And the ability to express all parts of who we are, that's what's liberating. Once we give ourselves permission to express, to speak our truth, it's liberating. So how do we actually get comfortable doing it? I think first starting expressing yourself in places that are safe for you. If you had a parent who constantly tried to make you something that you're not because they couldn't see you for you, that's painful. So you probably, more than likely, if you had a parent that never validated your feelings, your desires, your emotions, your thoughts, your perceptions, then you probably were never able to live inside yourself and be yourself and feel comfortable in that. So it's important then to start where you feel safe. And I think one of the safest places is journaling and meditation. Meditation where you're just alone in yourself with your own thoughts and feelings and perceptions, and part of that experience validating what we feel, knowing that what we feel is important, what we experience, what wants to be expressed through us is important. First starting that, reparenting ourselves through a mindful practice, sending ourselves that compassion and kindness and the permission to express and be our authentic self. So that's a good place to start. And the second place is through journaling and just writing down what you feel, writing down what you want, expressing yourself through writing or art, any medium where you can get your inner self out and cultivate the inner self. I think it's important to put ourselves in situations, in relationships, where we feel safe to be our full, whole self, and to express our full, whole self without attack, without condemnation, without being censored. So if you're in a situation where you're afraid and you're constantly afraid of speaking your truth, this will be a wonderful practice for you. And so many of us are going through this experience of connecting to our truth and learning how to speak our truth and live our truth. So right now in this time, it's important that we have the space to express ourselves. That's the message. Lots of love, everyone.